Welcome to the first weekly recap of the Dodgers 2023 season, and also the first weekly recap I've ever done because this channel is brand new. Despite the fact that I released my roster rundown video the day before the season started, it was immediately made inaccurate when Dave Roberts announced a few last-second changes. The reliever Alex Reyes was placed on the 15-day injured list as he continues to recover from shoulder surgery, and Ryan Pepiot, who was set to replace the injured Tony Gonsolin, was also put on the 15-day IL with an oblique strain. Not a great beginning to the season when one of your starters and his backup are both injured. To replace him, Roberts called up the prospect Michael Grove, a decision which scared me deeply after his few performances last year and his spring training stats this year. I had mentioned him in my roster rundown as someone we would probably see this season, but I was quietly dreading the day we would. But we'll get to him later. The other roster spot was filled by Freddie Freeman's old pal Jason Hayward, and we'll get to him too. But first, let's look at the games. The first series was 4 games against the Diamondbacks at Dodger Stadium. The Dodgers' pitching was super solid the whole way through, but the offense decided to take every other night off. We won the first game 8-2, lost the second game 1-2, won the third game 10-1, and lost the fourth game 1-2 again. Can you guess which games I went to? Yes, that's not a joke, I actually went to the 2 games that we lost 1-2. So either I'm the unluckiest guy alive, or I'm actively cursing the team with my presence. Both horrible options. Then the Rockies came to town for a quick 2-game series, which the Dodgers were able to sweep, winning the first game 13-4 and the second game 5-2. So their record currently sits at 4-2. All things considered, not a bad start. The fact that we won the second Rockies game is huge because it means the offense is learning not to take a day off after a blowout win. So who's been doing good and who's been doing bad? Perhaps the moment that everyone is talking about the most is Game 3. Trayce Thompson hadn't been in the lineup at all the first 2 games after an abysmal spring training. Then he showed up and got an insane 3 home runs in one game, one of which was a grand slam for a total of 8 RBI.
To be attentive to the pitcher.
Trayce on the 0-1 pitch. Did you? Grand slam, Trayce Thompson. Thompson hits it high, hits it hard, deep to left center. Thompson's left the yard again. We talk about his journey. No way. No way. Trayce Thompson, stop it.
Sadly, he hasn't gotten a hit in his 7 at-bats since, but he needs some rest after carrying the team on his back for that game and back when he played with Great Britain in the WBC. And if the Dodgers replaced that horrible Prime sponsorship with a tea company, maybe the whole team would get a dose of that British magic. Other great early performers include James Outman, who's been playing very well and even got 2 triples in one game.
On 2-0, Outman rips one, deep right field, back it goes, bounces off the wall. Muncy's in, Martinez headed home. Crone will toss it wide. Into third is Outman with a triple. Outman goes down the line again, and he can run a bunch again. Martinez in to score. Outman's headed for his second triple of the game.
Makes you miss our boy Gavin Lux, who got the 3rd most triples in baseball last year. I pour one out for him at every game, much to the annoyance of the people sitting in front of me. Jason Hayward has gotten 2 home runs in 4 games.
On a 1-0 from Bird, Hayward crushes the ball way back. What does the wind do with it? Nothing. Hayward hit his first Dodger home run last night, and he might have just hit number 2. You bet he did. Leadoff shot here in the 3rd.
Last year, he only got 1 home run in 48 games with the Cubs. So either the Dodgers hitting staff has unlocked something inside him, or Chicago is a cold, lonely place that dampens a man's soul. Could be both. Then there's Will Smith, who is just insane right now. I'll let these stats speak for themselves. I guess MLB not making him an all-star last year has sent him on some kind of revenge campaign. Like I said in my last video, and as every great therapist will tell you, anger is all you need sometimes. On the list of concern are Max Muncy and Chris Taylor, both coming off horrible seasons last year and not starting this season all too hot. Muncy is showing a lot of potential though, so I wouldn't be surprised if he turns it around soon. Chris Taylor, on the other hand, is really not playing well, with only 1 hit in 15 plate appearances, even if that 1 hit was a home run. Maybe he misses Cody Bellinger so much that he's copying his season. There were some bad performances from certain relievers, but it's honestly far too early in the season to judge the bullpen. I guess it's far too early in the season to judge any player, but I had to make a video, so here we are. The great news is that the starting pitching looked really strong in its first run through the rotation. Hopefully Tony Gonsolin's eventual return will strengthen it even more. But even Michael Grove did okay in the 4 innings he pitched. He did give up 3 runs, but I blame the umpire for at least 2 of those. You like how I kept you waiting after mentioning Grove at the start? And that's a bookend right there. Okay, I'll be back next week with another recap. I haven't developed some clever outro yet, so goodbye.